Okay, and welcome back. So this is one of the hardest questions on a recent SMC paper. I had actually done the paper before, and I tried this one again when I was setting this up for the video. And I will say it took me a sort of a moment or two to work out what to do. I kind of knew what I was looking for, but I couldn't see how it would fall out. And then it kind of occurred to me. There's no real clue in the answers because typically there's root 3s or root 2s, and that hints at an angle. There's none of that here. So again, pause the video, have a go, and I'll see you back in a second. Did we get the right answer? Again, I think this is a tricky question. After quite a lot of drawing different lines on the diagram, I settled on this being the way I'm going to go. So with all these questions, what you're trying to do is two things. First of all, work out what you're trying to get to, and also work out what you've got in front of you. And the only thing that you're told a few things, but the only thing in terms of length that you're told is a radius is 1. So I need to draw a radius in a sensible space so I can therefore have a measurement, ideally with an angle, and then I can start working out the rest of what I need. So this is what I'm looking at up here. So in other words, I know the distance between here and here, the two semicircles, is 1, because it tells me the circles overlap at the center points. I also know halfway in between is a half. So I've got measurements, I've got some measurements here. And I also know because this is halfway and because it's symmetrical, I also must know the angle. So let's make this a little bit neater. So this is my diagram here. Now I've filled a lot of this in already, but as I've just said, I know this is a radius up here, so that's 1. I know this is halfway across, in other words, I've set my point to be halfway across, so therefore it must be a half. And because this is a square, and because it's symmetrical, and because this angle here is 45, because this must, albeit not the best diagram in front of you, this must be the diagonal of the square, this angle must be 90 plus 45 or 135. What am I trying to find? So this is what, again, I often say in the videos, keep track of what you're trying to work out so you don't start going down some wrong route working out the wrong thing. I've worked out that for my square, I can probably find the length of this half diagonal here. I want y squared. The area of a square is y squared for this particular square. I know my diagonal is 2x, so therefore using a bit of Pythagoras, I can see that my y squared is equal to 2x squared. In other words, my area is equal to 2 lots of x squared. So if I can work out x, I've done most of the work here. Now, a bit of GCSE maths going on. I've got a triangle, I've got an unknown, I've got an angle, and I've got 3 sides. This is the cosine rule, so let's set that up and hope it falls out nicely. Cos 135. Well, cos 135 is, and again, these are the harder videos, so I don't do all the explanation here, but cos 135 is the same as negative cos 45, so switch that one in. Do a bit of rearranging as well, and I end up with this equation here. Now that doesn't look great, but it doesn't look awful, and it looks very solvable. So I talk about this quite a bit. I'm feeling like I'm going the right way. I'm pretty sure I can solve that one. I still can't see where either root 7 or root 5 comes from, but it probably will fall out somewhere. So again, always keep your eye on where you're trying to go. Let's try and solve this. All right, now 2 roots here, so one is just a quadratic function and the other one is to complete the square and rearrange, and I'm going to do the latter of these. So let's complete the square, and that gives me this here. Next step, move it to the other side. Now I've kept it as 14 over 16 because I know I'm going to take the square root, so that just makes my numbers slightly better. So take the square root of both sides and then add on root 2 over 4, and that gives me this equation here, which simplifies down to x is equal to root 14 minus root 2 over 4. Now I'm not there yet, but I can see the root 7 possibly falling out. So again, a really common comment I make. I'm feeling a little bit better now. I'm feeling like this is going somewhere well. Remember what I'm trying to do. So previous page, I know I need y squared, and y squared was 2x squared. So let's square this and double it. Okay, so let's just go ahead with that. We'll do that in one go. So double it and square it. I've already expanded the brackets. Now I can see root 28, and I can kind of see some dividing by 2, and I know root 28 is 4 root 7. So again, feeling quite good here. So let's write that out. So do some cancelling. So that's 2 minus root 28 over 4. Root 28 is indeed 2 root 7. And so that goes down to 2 minus root 7 over 2. What am I trying to get? I'm trying to get the area of the square. And so therefore it's going to be answer A. answer A is my answer here. Now, just because I skipped it, I do want to point out something to make it clear. Up at this step here, I had plus minus. I know that's going to be the plus answer because it can't be a negative value of x. So just to explain where that plus minus disappeared over there. But either way, great question today. Really quite challenging. Again, I haven't done this for a couple of years. I had to redo it today. Kind of remembered what to do, but definitely had to put a bit of thought into it. So well done if you got there too. As ever, like the video, subscribe. Any comments down below. And I'll see you next week for another set of harder SMC sort of questions. Thanks all. Bye.